What if the man who promises you love and marriage is secretly plotting your death? That's exactly what happened in Goa. Today's story revolves around Mahanand Nayak, the dupatta killer, the one who lured women with his charm and killed them with their own dupatta. Hi, I'm Shiny. I share the real life stories of crime and the darkest corner of human behavior while sketching. Viewers' discretion is strongly advised as these are real events, so before listening, we need to remember the victims and respect them. Mahanand Nayak was born around 1969. Outwardly, he appeared ordinary. He was a married man with a wife and a child, working as an auto rickshaw driver. To neighbors, friends, and strangers, he seemed calm and approachable. But behind his face hid a cold-blooded killer whose criminal career would last about 15 years, from the mid-1990s until his arrest in 2009. Nayak became infamous as the dupatta killer because of his method. He murdered women by strangling them with their own dupatta or scarves. His victims were mostly young, unmarried from vulnerable economical disadvantaged backgrounds, housemaids, tailors, garment seller, and women relying on low-budget jobs. He preyed on those whose disappearance would attract little immediate attention, giving him years of freedom to continue his killings. Talking about his crime, his method was disturbingly calculated. Let us now break them into parts. Number 1. Gaining trust. Nayak would approach women near markets, bus stands, and workplaces, introducing himself under fake names like Yogesh or Govind. He portrayed himself as a respectable, marriageable man, sometimes claiming to be a businessman or hotel owner. Number 2. Promises of marriage. To lure victims, he promised love and marriage, convincing them to wear their best clothes and gold jewelry. He exploited their trust and desire for stability. Number 3 was isolation. Once the victim was convinced, he would take her to remote locations, for example, cashew plantations, jungles, hillocks, and riverbanks, especially places where no one would witness the crime. Number 4 was the brutal killer. After luring the woman, Nayak would often sexually assault her, then strangle using her own dupatta. His killings were silent and left little physical evidence. Lastly, number 5 was the theft and cover-up. After murdering the victim, he would steal jewelry and cash, sometimes selling them the same day. He would dispose of clothing or alter the scene to confuse investigators. Nayak's killing initially went unnoticed because many victims were assumed to have died from accident or other causes. Bodies were often found decomposed or in isolated location, making forensic analysis very difficult. Over his criminal history, Nayak murdered at least 16 women, with some estimates going up to 18. Some known victims include 19-year-old Srimati Vasanti Gore, who was murdered in 1995 in Bethora. Then comes Srimati Sushila Fatarpekar. She was found in 2007 at Bambolim, strangled with her own dupatta and robbed of golden ornaments. Srimati Yogita Nayak, who was 30, and the lady was murdered in 2009. Her body was discovered in a cashew plantation. Other victims were young women who also were lured around the pretenses of marriages, sexually assaulted, strangled, and robbed. Nayak's careful planning and patient method allowed him to evade capture for over a decade. Nayak's crime finally got attention when a woman he had been assaulting for years reported him to the police. Investigators then connected her complaint to the pattern of missing and murdered women in the region. Police traced victims, phone records, and location, slowly piecing together Nayak's trial of murder. On April 21, 2009, the Goa police arrested him. In custody, Nayak confessed to multiple murders and provided information about the location of some of the victims. He helped the authorities finally bringing closure to several cases. Nayak was tried in multiple murder cases with mixed results. He was convicted in several cases including the high-profile murder of Sushila Fatarpekar. He was then sentenced to life imprisonment. However, he was acquitted in several other murders due to the lack of sufficient evidence, often because the bodies were too decomposed or missing critical proof. He was serving his sentence at Central Jail, Kolwali, Goa. Even after years his arrest, Nayak remained infamous. In June 2023, he granted a 21 days jail furlough. That sparked outrage, especially from the woman whose complaint led to the arrest. Families of the victims criticized the decision. They even called it unsafe for both the public and victim survivor. About his crime spree, there is a true crime documentary film titled The Dupatta Killer that was released in March 2005. Several books have been written on the case, including Goa Ka Dupatta Killer 2024. However, they all had the same question. Does he deserve freedom? What makes Mahanand so notorious isn't just the number of murders, but also the obnoxious manipulation and planning behind it. Like how easy it is for him to prey on vulnerable women. The Dupatta Killer is a chilling reminder that evil can hide behind one you love, or the one who claims to love you. Well, thank you. That's my time. I hope you all stay safe out there and think 100 times before trusting.